Taurus Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 5-card draw, new to full moon read. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, fellow earth sign Virgo that I am. The Archangel of Lyons, Angelo, Lyons. But you can call me Mal. It's just easier. A lot of people do. Happy to be reading for you today. It's been a busy morning. Had a client, ran some errands. My blue apron showed up. You know, those are very high in fiber with all that cotton and whatnot. Just keeping my sense of humor today because I am doing this obviously before the new moon in Gemini hits. So dealing with some of that waning moon energy. Got some lower back stuff going on. Releasing the past. Great fun. Yeah. So happy to be serving Virgo that I am, particularly for my earth sign. So let's get down to business. This is not a timeless read. This is a specific timeline we are looking at, a waxing moon read. We're looking at the new moon in Gemini on Thursday, June 10th, 6:53 p.m. Eastern Time. However, it goes void of course at 1:36 p.m. So that's right. Yeah, that's 6:53 a.m. It goes void of course 1:36 p.m. So that's not a whole hell of a lot of time to nail that new moon stuff. So you have to wait until Friday, June 11th, when the moon goes into Cancer at 3:23 a.m. So if you really want to hit that new moon stuff, unless you're getting up early. And I don't. But then we are looking at the waxing phase, right? The building, the attracting, the stabilizing, however you want to look at that. Full moon in Capricorn, June 24th, 2:40 p.m. That is Eastern Time. I am in New York. If you can't tell, you very rarely hear New Yorkers talk about where they're from, except always. No attitude there at all. So what we're going to do is what I call a 5-card draw. One card from 5 different decks. We've got 4 oracles and a healing system here to get you the clues, tips, and hints that you need to be aware of. Now, these readings that I do are also sort of like spell kits, spellkits, if you are into the manifestational aspect of spell work, witchcraft, whatever you want to call it. We are using these 5 decks, one each for one of the 5 magical elements: fire, earth, air, water, spirit. So a good thing to cast for, which is why I'm trying to get them done early and out so that people have the opportunity to gather their roses while they may. So let's do this. A couple of things I do want to say first. First of all, about readings on YouTube. I've been saying this every time and I'm going to keep saying it. I will never understand why somebody thumbs down any reading on YouTube. It doesn't really happen to me, but I see, other readers, because I watch other readers. Of course I do. It's tricky to read yourself, right? They're general reads, right? So I don't understand why somebody would thumb down. It's either not your reading and you're mad about that, or it is your reading and you don't like what you see. Either way, not a very mature response. Rather, just thumbs up even if it's not yours, because it's going to circulate that in the algorithm, right? So other people, maybe somebody who needs it, can help. So be kind. Don't rewind, all right? Other than that, anything I can ask from anybody watching any of my readings, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, grace, and all of that. And by all means, if you want to book me and do business and read my book, Words of Grace, all that stuff is in the description box. But really, the easiest way to book me is to find me on social media. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I really like doing video call readings on Facebook Messenger because it's very high quality. I also have Zoom, which is recordable but not as good, not as high quality, and you can't really record on Facebook. So that being said, I guess that's about all I have to say on that, except all the decks that I read are always at the bottom of the description box, and I put them down there so you can check them out and check out all the other cool little linky links on the way down with lots of informational, educational, entertaining stuff. That's it. I'm done explaining. Please take a nice deep breath. Real Housewives of Tarot, I adore Molly. She's great. She's just like, I'm not explaining the rules of tarot to you anymore. You can tell she's a mom, right? I'm a cat mom. Meow. Let's do this. Please breathe. All right. Yeah, here we go. So we're going to start with the element of fire. The magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, which I have to say it that way for some reason. It's so very Scottish. If it's not Scottish, it's crap! So this would be our element of fire. These are lovely little spell fragments, some of them in rhyming couplets, some of them not. A few of them actually in meter, a lot of them not. I'm a Virgo. I like my rhyming couplets to be in perfect meter, but that's me. So let's see what your element of fire is according to the ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism. Breathe. Okay, this has a bit of a serious vibe to it. All right, here we go. Ancestors. I call upon the ancestors of magic, of miracles, and of mysticism. For the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, what is their element of fire, or the element of fire they need to focus on? What they want, what they desire, what they intend, what they choose, what they decide for, right? What they stand up for, and maybe even take passionate action towards this new moon in Gemini to full in Cap. B to the E to the A to the U to the TY. Beauty. I love that song. You know, I saw it in Tu Wong Fu and fell in love with it instantly. Oh, back in my younger days. The spell fragment for this card is, I have a form which is divine. I allow what is within to shine. That's very much a waxing thing. You start that on the new moon. Oh, come on. Come on, enchant your SPF with it, your mouthwash, your toothpaste, your personal hygiene products, because we do have a form which is divine, the higher self, the soul, right? So how I interpret this, just if I was going to cast this for myself, not that I need to, I have a form which is divine. I allow what is within to shine. That light. That's the beauty of the soul. Well, it's true. Beauty is only skin deep, but eternal beauty, we're all eternally beautiful in the truth of who we are. Remember, we are souls that are chosen to play the roles of human beings on this planet, particularly if you're watching my channel. Oh, starseeds, schmarseeds, I don't care. Lyrians. So, there's your element of fire. Let's ground that with the element of earth using, I love this deck, the Crystal Oracle. My guides just say, you don't hate any of your decks at all. No, it's true. Tony Carmine Salerno, would love to meet him because this is actually very oracular. It like actually says this shit's gonna happen, and I find for myself it does. So whether it's the crystal, gem, or mineral on the card itself, or what's written in the bookie book, or both, that's gonna help you what? Focus it. And if you can't get the stone, some of these I haven't even heard of, and I was in the gem and mineral business and New Age retail for decades. So, you know, buyer beware. But sometimes it's like, oh, rose quartz, which no one's going to fabricate rose quartz. Please take a nice deep breath. We have both feet on the floor. As I call upon Archangel Ariel of the North Powers of Earth, my own personal lineaged Archangel, please, one card in clarity for this Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. They've got the element of fire, of beauty. What is the Crystal Oracle you would have for them? Yeah, I'm feeling that. There's some throat chakra going on here in the collective. So clarify that, please. What is the Crystal Oracle they need to work this beauty magic spell intention? Plant that seed, this new moon and gem, to full moon and Cap. Tiger's Eye. I forgot my lucky tiger's eye. I do that every time. That entire movie is imprinted in my brain. I don't think that's in the movie. In the book. I like the book better. I always do. Tiger's Eye, easy enough to find. Not going to run you. Right? I got chips of it. I don't really own Tiger's Eye jewelry. It's really not my thing. But nonetheless, a very grounding and centering stone for me. That's what I use it for. And, you know, whatever it says in the bookie book, if you already have an experience, a relationship with a certain gem, mineral, crystal, what have you, you do you. But certainly I would suggest picking up a piece if you do not have any. Oh, okay, so with this beauty, the key words for Tiger's Eye, calm, like the app, clarity, right? So to let things settle, to be calm, and then to see clearly, balanced emotions, communication, and intuition. All right, so there's definitely something throat chakra going on here. That it's like I had this brrr, and then I went back down and brrr. It happened twice. If you've been plagued with negative thoughts lately, then Tiger's Eye Crystal will help you rid yourself of these and help you regain a positive and more inspiring attitude. You will soon begin to see things clearly and realize that there was really nothing to fear in the first place. So it's talking about a fear. Now, to allow your divine light to shine, it's not that fear is a sin. Fear is not a sin. Fear is the opposite of love, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite, right? So they're the shadow, the stuff we don't want to look at within ourselves, or if we know about it, we don't want anybody to know about it. So whatever this fear is, it's like there's nothing to fear. Calm your thoughts and start to listen to your intuition. Know that all is well and that only love surrounds you. Now, you may not feel that from other people, but if you're letting your beauty shine, that inner beauty, this card is also to do with communication. You may avoid unnecessary turmoil and problems by communicating clearly with others. Don't be afraid to express your views honestly and make sure there is no misunderstanding. You will gain respect and admiration for doing so, but I would certainly recommend that after the calm, the clarity, the balanced emotion, and following your intuition. You know, there's this phrase that we probably all know, strike when the iron is hot. Well, that's an intuitive thing. I mean, unless you're a blacksmith. Oh my God, I love watching those men on YouTube with the rusty swords, and they like forge them. Oh, watch them. They're so ASMR. And some of them, I don't need to see their faces. I don't care if they're hot. Divine masculines fixing their tools, right? It's a thing. Sometimes the iron's not hot until you're calm, right? Sometimes when you're too hot not to cool down, that's when you say things you regret. Now, this is a waxing moon read. So, you know, there is, okay, now they're giving me beauty regimen ideas. You know, stress gives wrinkles. Stress dehydrates, right? So just in that, you might need some time to chill and relax. Now, I don't know how it is where you are, but it's 85 degrees outside. It was like 60 2 days ago. 60, 2 days ago. So, you know, hydrate, rest, relax. But there is definitely, I feel it, something emotional that needs to come up that you might want to do with more clarity and calm. Emotions and intuitions are not the same thing. They're really not. Each chakra has its own intuitive voice. Read my book, Words of Grace. So you want to make sure that you are calm and centered and grounded, relaxed, calm, right? So that when you communicate, you can do so without any emotional static on your channel. And then whether people hear you or not doesn't matter. But I love this last part. Don't be afraid to express your views honestly. And make sure there is no misunderstanding. You will gain respect and admiration for doing so, and sometimes not to the people you're actually saying it to, but the people in the periphery. Happens all the time. All right, beauty in your fire, tiger's eye in your earth, which is a very earthy stone. Now we're going to use Healing with the Angels Oracle, element of air, the angel to talk to pray to read about, right? Some element of air, using the mind, right, to feed that fire of beauty while grounding it with that calm and that tranquility and that clarity so you can communicate. Breathe, right? Element of air is communication. So let's see. As I call upon the angels of the north and the powers of earth, the Arielites, the Urielites, the Aureolites, please, one card in clarity for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. Please, what do you got for them? Well, who is the angel that the legion of healing angels that they most need to work with? Tune to, think about, read about, Google it, pray to, light some incense with this intention of fire for beauty with tiger's eye, this new moon in gem. That was 2. New moon in gem, waxing to full in cap. Children, the healing angel of children. Now, I ain't got kids, I got cats, but I am mama. Because cats don't have the jaw structure to say dada. All right, this could very much be inner child stuff, particularly if we're talking about that innocent light underneath all the programming and conditioning and abuse, neglect, codependence, and loss, all those wounds. Under that This could absolutely be about doing inner child work, talking to your heart chakra as though it were a child. Because we're frozen if our hearts aren't open. Oh, Madonna mia! But certainly, if you are dealing with children, you know, it's not my bailiwick. Certainly, communicating clearly to a child. See, I'm not getting that's what this is about at all. If that is your story here, and trying to stay calm, trying to stay cool, and allowing your inner beauty to shine out, I get that. But I'm kind of going to stick with how this energy feels, not just what my third eye is, you know, going through the Rolodex of definitions here and interpretations. It might very be what you are afraid of here, that this tiger's eye is talking about, is not feeling safe. Not feeling safe to let your beauty shine. Now, I know what that's like. I'm Hurricane Mal. A lot of people lie to me because they can't handle me. And, you know, it took me years to figure out, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And the other night, actually, my guides, we had a lovely evening, and they go, oh, well, it's never your fault. It's their fear, right? Because honesty is real important to me. But truth without compassion is brutality, right? So I think that that's what this is saying. I think you're supposed to speak up here, but that little child inside of you could be afraid of all sorts of different things, right? Being attacked, right, in some way, shape, or form, being abandoned, rejected. Well, this is important. Otherwise, it wouldn't have shown up in a reading. This isn't like, no, I don't like mustard on my hamburgers, which is a thing. I know. I've had it. It's okay. Give me A1 any day. But certainly there is an innocence here. And I think that's what this is about. Sure, protect your innocence, right? Absolutely. Take that time to ground yourself, right? Talk to your heart chakra as though it were a child and watch how it talks back. Now, it may not talk words, but the emotions that arise, right? So if it feels like, yeah, but if I do, if I don't. And so that child, if a child doesn't feel safe, they're not up for anything, right? You take them to the happiest place on earth. Screw you, Mickey. They're not going to feel safe. But if a child feels safe, they're up for anything. And we'll then certainly calm them down, right? So that tiger's eye, I think, is key. I'm glad it's a relatively inexpensive stone to get. Let's get these last two on the table. We're going to get one from the higher selves. Higher selves of all involved. This will be our element of water, the Whispers of Love Oracle, which I absolutely adore. I love them all. Let's just see what they say. Breathe. Because tuning, for me to tune to the higher selves of all involved, I got to put my energy here in the 8th chakra. Whew. And it's such a different vibe. It's like celestial. Please, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love for the element of water here? Because we've got beauty and fire, tiger's eye and earth, the healing angels of children in some way, shape, or form there in their element of air. So what's going on here in their element of water? Because it is the element of water in spell work, right? The power of 3 will set us free. It's not the same as the power of 3 will set us free, right? Got to put a little water to make it grow in there. So please, what is their whisper of love, piece of information, inspiration, or insight they need with all of this new and gem to full and cap? Demonstrate love. Demonstrate love. Find out what is important to the people you love and act on it. I think I'm getting this. Certainly, love is a tricky thing. Mr. Understatement said, so for you to act on it, if this child does not feel safe, I'm not saying this is necessarily a romantic thing, but it is certainly about letting your childlike innocence, which we all have, I don't care how damaged, how broken, how evil, wicked, mean, and nasty somebody is, at their core, there is an innocent child. And I don't mean the child they were when they were born, I mean the child of God, the child of the divine. I call it the son of goddess for me. I am the son of goddess. We all are. Children, sibling, please, gender schmender. Bite me, Bender. Bite my shiny magic ass, Bender. that playfulness of that child there, chances are you've done this before. You came forth with your innocence. You wanted to express yourself, right? And say, hey, I love you, or here's the thing. You wanted to demonstrate your love and you got shot down. It's part of life on planet Earth. How do you heal wounds of rejection unless you've been rejected? Everybody gets them. Particularly when you reject your own innocence, which is the other side of that. And that's what feels like could happen here. Don't reject your own innocence, but by all means, this tiger's eye is saying, talk to the child. Calm it down. It's okay. Now, inner child work, they're just redirecting me here. I've studied so many different modalities of inner child work. I mean, I worked with one-on-one teachers and workshops. I read books. John Bradshaw is where I learned about it. Homecoming. I think he might have inaugurated the term. I'm not sure. But Matt Kahn, I always say he's our next card down, the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. He talks a lot about the inner child as the heart chakra. And once I started doing that, it's like everything I learned before then, it's not that I discarded it, but it was like steps that got me to that place. So much more organic, not so very cerebral, but allowed myself to feel. Because when a child's crying or sad, you don't go, stop crying, right? The good parent doesn't do that. You go, oh honey, I'm so sorry. I love you. And it allows you to actually take the perspective of your soul or your higher self to talk to your emotional body in that way. And that child remembers everything, every slight as well as every joy, right? Every wound as well as every pleasure. Demonstrate love. So there is action here for you. But I could see where that innocent child could need some healing. Find out what is important to the people you love and act on it. It seems simple enough, but not if you've been smacked down for it before. We all have, though. All right, the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. So this will be our card of spirit, right? Fire, earth, air, water. The mantra here for spirit is going to help you, like you put together the 4 elements and you're going to supercharge it with the energy. Like look how the word spirit and energy is interchangeable, right? Like school spirit. What are they talking about? The collective ghost of it all? No. They're talking about energy. Energy. Breathe. Remember, I'm talking to earth signs here. All right. Here we go. My Ascended Masters General Assembly, because I'm not seeing anything too specific here. Yes, demonstrate love. That could be a family member. That could be anybody in their life. I don't think it's about doing it for themselves, although finding out what's important to your inner child and acting on it is probably not a bad idea before you approach somebody else. It's a really good idea, actually. Thank you. So, my Ascended Masters, what is the perfect healing mantra for this Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? I'm watching this video, receiving this reading with beauty, right? They have a form which is divine. They allow what is within to shine with tiger's eye, the healing angel of children, and demonstrating love perhaps to themselves and then extending it. What's their mantra? This new moon in gem to full in cap. My favorite mantra ever. Well, in English. I do love me some Sanskrit. Aham Brahmasmi comes to mind. Inviting ecstasy. I have a story for this one. Inviting ecstasy. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. I am going to read it for the bookie book, but I actually ordered and received a grapevine cutting that I have buried in a pot with a grapevine pattern in my, I don't have like a full-blown garden. I have a deck in the condo village that I'm in with a little dugout that I can fill with earth and whatnot. And I have it surrounded with like all these crystals, and that's the mantra that I chant to it. Not to mention what happens in the bedroom when you're doing that one silently with someone who may have no idea. It's all about you in this one. I love this. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. I love this mantra. I'm not going to have it tattooed on my forehead backwards. It's easy enough to... Oh, and the ecstasy is going to come as a result of allowing your light to shine, your inherent beauty, regardless of what anybody looks at, right? Not your first body, probably not your last, right? Inviting ecstasy, I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. When ecstasy is invited, you feel aligned and ready to receive all the miraculous and joyful gifts of experience the universe is ready to provide you. So it's a good preparation, right? It's like, I'm getting myself ready. I'm going to invite in this ecstasy. Ecstasy acts as a cosmic green light that grants your destiny permission to enter. In many instances, pain can be healed and released once a healthy relationship with pleasure is established. And that's just the truth. And that's more of a waning thing, right? Like untying the knots of pain and dealing with the emotions that are in the physical body and ancestral patterning and blah, blah, blah. Certainly we try to avoid that. We're taught to avoid that by seeking out instant gratification. This is establishing something not from the outside, but something from the inside to invite that in. This mantra is ideal for increasing self-worth, which might be a childhood issue. I mean, you know, who doesn't have that? Elevating levels of excitement in the bedroom, and allowing bigger dreams, right? And so that's the thing. If you've had dreams crash on you, right? Maybe there is this beauty inside of you that wants to come out. So this child, in your inner child, may be like, but what if they? So you keep your dreams small, instead of saying, no, that I'm worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. And if this is something like work-oriented, work, career, vocation, some way in service, we're earth signs, right? Then to demonstrate love that way, to take the risk. But, you know, there's a way to mitigate risk with a child. I mean, I don't have kids. My mother's a nursery school teacher, so I learned from the best. Yeah, honey, I know it's scary, but I'm here. I'm not going to let anybody hurt you. Oh. And there's ice cream afterwards if you do. There's always, you know, the carrot and the stick. My dad was the stick, my mom was the carrot. There's cake. Yeah, my mom's a good cook. So let me put this together for you in what I like to call a little bit of blessing, but we're going to end it as a spell. So if that triggers you, sorry, not sorry. Take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my collective pantheons of ancestors, angels, archangels, higher selves, and the Ascended Masters General Assembly, please may the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, really receive all that they need this new moon in Gemini to full moon cap, that, let's save that one for last, that they may demonstrate the love that is radiating from within them, understanding that they are inviting ecstasy and that they are worthy of all the pleasure their hearts desire, calling upon and working with the healing angel of children with some form of tiger's eye to help them find that calm, to help them find that peace, to help them be able to communicate and balance the emotions inside of them, so that the beauty within them may shine forth. For they have a form which is divine. May they allow what is within to shine, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As I will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. Hey, and so it is. This music was made for me on my channel, and I can hear it in my head. So, well, pretty cool read, right? I mean, this is so simple, right? Get yourself a piece of tiger's eye, call in the healing angel of the healing angel of children, right? And it will show you how to demonstrate that love to that child in your heart. Absolutely. Inviting ecstasy. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. And what would our lives be like if we were told that in a healthy way since birth in this lifetime? You're worthy of all the pleasure your heart desires, but honey, it is step by step, right? So we can be calm about this, we can be clear about this, and we can communicate what we want with all that pressure being reduced little by little by little. So hey, pretty clear read. It's only a 5-card draw, but if you want to go deeper, find me online, as I said. And if you liked it, like it. Want more, subscribe. Feel like commenting, by all means, please do. I do try and reply to everyone on here, because I'm a communicator. I'm a soul path number 3, and I just... Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of this new moon in Gemini, waxing to full in Capricorn, June 2021. Read my book, Words of Grace. You might find some help there. Costs less than a pack of cigarettes, I should know. I will still smoke on occasion, so have at it, my Taurians. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.